Well, hey there, friend, and welcome back for another episode of the Your.Hair.Mentor podcast, where I'm your host and your hair mentor, Crystal Green. And I invite you to come take a listen to the top leaders and thinkers and experts and innovators in the beauty industry as they share their stories of triumph and struggles and success in creating their businesses behind the chair. I hope you enjoy these episodes just as much as I did recording them. See you on the inside, friend. Elyse, I am so excited to have you here on the Your Hair Mentor podcast. You come into my space maybe it was a month ago or so, where all of a sudden I was seeing you everywhere on social media. These people I was following, suggestions for you. You know how Instagram does that, where it's like, this person is suggested for you. It was suggesting you in your posts, and you're very charismatic and fun, and even your hair's fun. And then I see that you're on this reality TV show. So I was like, I gotta have this girl on my show. So I'm really excited to have you here today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yay! And so I would love for you to do me a favor and my listeners a favor and kind of give me a brief introduction of who you are and where you're at.
Well, my name is Elyse Rox, and I am in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. So I say where it's kind of funny. So just follow along, guys. You'll get with it. You'll start understanding. So yeah, I'm in Schaumburg, and I have a cute little salon out here, 950 square feet, because I outgrew my studio. I'm an Olaplex advocate, a Magix 10 sponsored artist. I used to be a Malibu educator. I still support the company highly. So there's that. What else? Oh yeah, and I'm on a TV show. There's that. I'm a Modern Salon top 100 hairstylist, which is another really important thing that I am super proud of. And yeah, and I've been doing hair for 35 years. So
what?
Long time.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's quite a career. You're tired.
I'm tired. So
well,
yeah.
I love hearing that, because one of the things I hear back from a lot of my listeners is how do I find longevity in my career? Everyone talks about getting fired up in the beginning and launching yourself out there and building this business, and how do you stay engaged? How do you stay creative and inspired? And obviously, if you've been doing this for 35 years, you're going to have some little nuggets for us. So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really hard to stay engaged. I think social media is probably the one that really got me fired up, because I was in my little room. I was renting before renting was cool. And I was in my little room doing my thing. And, I thought I was the shit hairdresser. I thought I was amazing. And then social media came, and I was like, what is all of this business? And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I suck. And so that didn't sit well with me, because I'm pretty competitive, I guess, because I took this personality thing, and my number 2 strength is competition, or third. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go run a race, but I am kind of competitive, but I won't compete in something I don't think I'll win. So I mean, I'm on a TV show. And so right? So I don't know. So anyway, so I was like, wow, this stuff is amazing. So I'm like, I want to do hair like that. And so I started to try and do it, but I couldn't do it because I was giving myself color corrections. It was balayage, that beautiful swept just look. You couldn't achieve that with foils, or at least we couldn't achieve it yet with foils. We're talking, this was when social media first came out. And then we're talking, I already did hair for 20 years before this, and built my business by the good old fashioned way. So, now I had this whole door opening. So I knew I had the skills, because I already knew I was talented. I already knew I had the skills to pick up something, so I found my mentor, Lacey Worley, and she taught me how to balayage hair. And then everything just went poof. Olaplex came out, and I literally found the proof in the pudding with Olaplex. I had this lady, I was highlighting her all the time, and it was like ramen noodles every time, coming out of her head. And there was nothing I could do, it was just breaking, because she wanted to highlight every 6 weeks, and I'm only so precise, and bleach expands, and what the hell did we know? And so anyways, I used the Olaplex, and she didn't get any breakage. I was like, what's this magic potion, And that really sold me on that. So then I started really talking about that magical unicorn stuff. And so then they like, hey, do you want to be an advocate? So not only was I like dishing out this awesome like balayage stuff, right? Trying to compete with people online I didn't even know. And then I have this like product line who's interested in wanting to do work with me. All at the same time, I'm like plugging away on my phone, and my husband goes, what is all that doing for you? Well, it's bringing me in business, first off. And secondly, 10 minutes later, I got a text from one of the people from Olaplex, the higher ups, asking me to be an advocate. I literally turned around, I'm like, that's what it does for me. And he never said a word again, because now I literally am building this entire empire off social media, and I enjoy doing it. A lot of people don't enjoy doing it. I enjoy it. So there's that too. Like I enjoy helping others with it too. So there's that. And
Yeah.
I enjoy helping people that are older as well do it, because they're kind of roadblocked a little bit. I'm like, look, I'm 49. Let me help you. I get it. I didn't grow up with a computer either. So
Right.
yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. And that there's so many good little nuggets in there. Like those of us that grew up in the industry without social media had to pivot. Like it was like a do or die moment, right? Where you're like, I have to use this tool or I am old news. And those of us that figured it
Yeah.
out have done really well.
Yes, absolutely. And I was like, I'm not going to let these kids beat me. And I'm like, and so I made sure that I wasn't beaten.
That's so
And
funny. Oh, go ahead.
I have the stamina. I have the stamina. That's the thing. I have the stamina to keep, because I'm a Generation Xer, like keep beating me down. My mom beat me down. You can't beat me down, Like we came from families that were like, go outside and come back when it's dark, like the whole 9 yards. So it's like, no, I have the stamina. Like a lot of people get disgruntled and they just fall off the face of the earth, And it's like, I've been in it since the beginning and I'm still chugging along. People are like, how much you put out? You put out so much content. And I'm like, yeah, because I enjoy doing it, So it's easy for me. If you like something, you don't mind doing it, just like hair. You never go to work a day in your life if you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. And, I immediately think of the phrase that I hear over and over again from people, not just in our industry, but in any sort of business industry where you're like connecting with people. Everyone likes to say collaboration over competition. Like that's just a common phrase, right? But I'm almost
Right.
hearing from you that it's like the opposite and not in like a malicious or bad way, but like you're using your competitive fire to be like, hell no, I'm not getting left behind. I'm going to learn how to do this and I'm going to do it freaking better than that person's doing it, right? And so I think there's like a little bit of magic there in understanding that like it's okay to be competitive too, right?
It is okay to be competitive because, like, I mean, isn't that what life is really all about? And I'm going to tell you, like, people preach as much collaboration as they want. And I found, like, in this industry, it's really not that much about collaboration. It's about what can I take for you to get to the next level. And you want to call me a gatekeeper? Cool. Because you know what? Every time I give, somebody else takes it and takes off with it. And I'm over it. I worked 35 years really, really hard. And I don't mind giving when somebody is receiving, but not taking from me. And there's a lot of takers out there, and I'm a giver. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm open and I'm upfront and I'm blunt. And I go straight to the pain points, and sometimes people find that a little crass or a little rude or a little harsh, but it's the fact of the matter, and it's life. Everybody wants to live in this Stay Puff Marshmallow world, but like that's what this computer world is. It's not true, because when you close that down, people are still the same assholes they were. It's unfortunate, because they're still rude. And we see it with the keyboard warriors and the rude people that like just, go online to hurt your feelings and all those kinds of things. But like people are truly like my Mimi about getting ready for work, because you only have one chance to make a first impression. And it's true, because literally I've had my clients tell me like, girl, I wanted to leave. but I stayed, but I didn't want to be there the whole time at this particular place. They went to go get this done or that done or whatever, Like, so people's mindsets are really truly that, even though we want to live in this like fantasy land. And the fact of the matter is that everybody's trying to get to what's best for them. And I'm not saying that like, well, of course, I am saying everyone's out for themselves, right? We're all here to make a buck, right? We're here to make a living. We're here to sell our goods. We're here to sell all the things to the people. We're here to make a living, to put a roof over our head, to feed our families, to make sure that everybody's happy in life. And that's the bottom line. And if so and so gets an advancement and you don't get it, now you're pissed. And now she's not your friend anymore. And it's all about really truly when it comes down to it. It's sad. It is competition. And yes, we can collaborate, but like somebody's getting butthurt in the long run, and it just is what it is.
Yeah,
So I just kind of take this like road to myself, like I've always kind of been on this road by myself as a kid. I've always kind of gone to the beat of my own drum, and I'm just going to keep going that way. I don't really look at what other people are doing. I just do what I do,
Yeah.
and then that way I'm not stealing anything from anybody, or at least I try not to.
Yeah, no, that's true too. And I feel like that sort of energy and confidence, like that's the key there, right? Is like your confidence in yourself is like magnetic for other people that don't have that. And they're like, I want to win. I want to do well. And so they'll see someone like you and they're like, how do I get that? Right? Because I was told that like if I just make friends and network with people, then good things will happen to me. But you're saying that I have to like work hard and put myself out there. Well, I don't know how to do that, right? So
Right.
I'm curious. I think we talked outside of the recording here that you coach hairstylists now. Like
Yes.
at what point did you have people asking you like, how do I do this? And then that's kind of how it started.
Well, I spend most of my evenings talking to hairdressers on DMs because now, you build a following and now they want your advice, right? Whether it be about hair or a situation with a client or whatever. I'm like, okay, so now I'm spending my whole evening for free outside of work doing this. And so then I said, well, so I wanted to create an online platform. There's so many amazing hairstylists out there. I do good hair. I do good hair. Do I do fantastic, amazing freaking hair? I don't know. I'm confident in some things, but man, there's some damn good hairdressers out there. I am like, right now, I'm like fangirling, like I'm fangirling hard over Emily Chen. Like she's like my girl crush right now. I love her. I think Kristen Lumiere is probably one of the most talented in her lived in color genres. I think Jen the Hair Magician is probably one of the most talented vivid artists right now that I see online. These are people, but like, let them go do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like people want to buy my confidence, and I want to make you a confident lady, or a confident man. I feel like confidence in men in this industry kind of do a lot better than women for some reason, I don't know. Is it sexist? I don't think so. I just think it is the way it is, a little bit. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, this way I always found, like, I don't know if I tell a woman you look beautiful and a man tells a woman she looks beautiful, usually, they're going to like that a lot more. I don't know. Just kind of the way I feel. But anyways, yeah. So I just feel like women want my confidence. And I'm willing to help them build that confidence and make them feel stronger and help them get past those hurdles in this industry that's keeping them from doing the things that they want to do, like raise their prices. Why is it so hard to raise your prices? Raise your prices.
Yeah.
Like, and like I'm the owner. I feel like everything should be the same. Why? You're the captain of your ship. Like, be the captain. I am, matey. That's what you opened it for, but everybody's goals are different, right? So my goals are different than your goals and blah, 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 right? So it's really tailor crafted to kind of like a life coaching and a business coaching, because I'm helping you. Like, I'm not an accountant, but I'm going to get on you if you need an accountant to get an accountant, because so we can get that out of the way and work on what kept you from getting the accountant, right? There's a reason you didn't go get the damn accountant. Why are you putting it off? Like, it's a phone call. Get an accountant. Like, I didn't get the online booking done. Why? Why? You like staying after work for 2 hours answering the phone? Like, no, let your clients make their own appointments. Let's run your business seamlessly. Procrastination is like the root of all evil, and like, let's stop procrastinating and let's get stuff done. So I'm like, I'm your accountability coach. I'm your everything, but then I help you work through like paradigms that were set in your brain and that like we need to shift these things. There is no reason in this business that any talented person should be broke.
Agreed.
There is no reason. We have money hands. And the minute you change your mindset to that is the minute it will rain upon you the glorious money from the skies. Let me tell you, I am a 6-figure stylist, and it is so easy to sell clients things, and especially things they need. And if you're excited about it, they're going to be excited about it. It's just the simple fact of selling. And, a lot of hairdressers don't think we're salesmen. And we are. We, in fact, sell beauty.
Yep.
So it's amazing to me. We sell highlights, we sell balayage, we sell root color, we sell root blends, we sell treatments, we sell hair products.
Yeah.
You can open a salon right next door to me. Isn't going to affect my business. Not at all. Like, I'm confident, So I just definitely think that, there's paradigm shifts that need to happen in this industry, and I'm here to do it. I'm here to do it, and I'm here to do it one by one, because we get one-on-one coaching with me, and I help you work through all these problems. And I'm not just going to send you to, the Kajabi app and go, here, go work through this by yourself and have fun. No, I'm gonna hold you to it, and I'm gonna work you through it. And you're gonna come out empowered afterwards, and you're gonna feel like nothing can stop me now. And we have a 90-day money back guarantee, not a money back. Let me repeat that. We have a 90-day guarantee that if you don't succeed your dreams within 90 days that we set out your goal, I will work with you until you do.
Wow. That's a pretty deep promise there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Most of my clients, like, we set 2 goals. So like one, like, big one that can be, you have to be able to achieve them in 90 days, obviously. And then, and then we set like a little one. So we set one that we can achieve like soon, and one that we can achieve like down the road. And then, we work from there. And most of my clients achieve it in like a week or 2. My first client made $3,000 more in 1 week. So right now we did a 1K challenge. This is just like the foot in the door, right? Make 1K more this month, right? We're so busy right now. Why can't you make 1K more by upselling, right? So easy. Treatment here, treatment there, product here, product there. I broke it down. Came down to 6 something an hour. If you worked like 40 hours a week, came down to $10 an hour. If it was like 30 hours a week. One girl nailed it in a week. 2 girls nailed it in 2 weeks. It's so easy, but it's selling tactics, and this is a challenge I offer for free. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we have that going too. So
you remind me a lot of my husband, in a good way. Like, I'm not saying that you're masculine at all, but like the energy that you bring to the table. I have never met a more determined and structured human than I have my husband. And he has this inner sense of accountability for himself that like most of us just don't even fathom that we could have, right? Like, he says, I'm going to do this. And then he just does it. And there's no excuses. Like, he doesn't allow himself excuses to push the can down the road or whatever, however the phrase is, right? And I kind of get that from you. And so, I feel like you're right that a lot of us hairstylists, like, we have the ability to do so much in our industry, but like, we get in our own way and we get in our own heads, and like, we don't have that inner voice being like, just do it. And so, to bring in a partner like you, where you can be that voice on someone's, or tapping on someone's shoulder, like, hey, no excuses. Do what you said you need to do. And then lo and behold, you find success. I think it's amazing. And I think it's really needed. Fortunately for you, unfortunately for the rest of us, that we have to pay for it. But like, it's needed to finally meet your goals and, be able to hit the dreams that you want to hit,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, my number one trait is I'm an activator and I like to get shit done. So like, I'm always like, let's get it done. What's next? What do you want me to do? Can I start the next project? Like, okay, you're working on that. What's next? When I was, the universe took me out of behind the chair a lot. So that's another reason I was setting all this up. And I was looking towards my future because I knew I couldn't sustain this my life. My back was starting to hurt. My hands were starting to hurt. My feet were starting to hurt. What was I going to do? Right. So what was I going to do? And I said, well, this whole online world is opening for me. I built this platform. What the hell am I going to do with it? Right. And I need to start utilizing my platform. So I had back surgery and so the universe kind of wiped me out. And so I had to figure out something else to do. And just so happened I got on the show and I had the back surgery 8 weeks before it, and then it filmed. So it's like, it was very serendipitous, like everything. So, but I was just very much headstrong about everything that I needed to do to get to the point where I wanted to be, and I'm here, thankfully. I'm here 2 days a week now. That's it. And I gave most of my clients to my girls, just because I'd rather watch them eat. So that's the kind of person I am. And, and I'm just here to make, content and just so I can come out and put out content for people. That's pretty much the only reason I'm here. It's to work in the salon, so I think I got a little off track there. I forgot exactly where we were going with
No,
that
that's
one.
okay. I was talking about something and you said you're an activator. But what's funny about that is like I consider myself to be an activator too, but I don't follow through with the things that I have like shiny ball syndrome. I'm like, "Oh, I could do that and then I could do this." And like, yeah, I'm the idea girl, but I am not the accountability girl, right? Like thank God I have my husband for that where he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, bring it in, sister. You need to finish this first."
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, right. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I want to hear how. Okay, so you had surgery first, and then you went on this show. Give
Yeah.
us a little breakdown of like we keep mentioning this show, but we haven't talked about what it is. Tell us what the show is that you went on, and then I want to hear how you got onto that show.
Okay. So the show that I'm on is Hairstyle Talent Show, and it's on Discovery Plus, and they dumped all the 6 episodes. So if you guys want to go watch it, go watch it. If you don't have it, first off, 90 Day Fiance is on that channel, and that is just, I mean, come on. And so when you're done watching my show, you can go watch that. But first off, you can burn through it really fast. They're giving a 7-day free trial, so you can watch it in like, a day. So it's 6 episodes. There's 10 of us from across the United States, and we're competing to be the ultimate hairdresser. And the winner wins $150,000 towards the salon and another $10,000. And it was sponsored by Alpha Parmilano, Great Lengths, and Gamma, the 1M, GAMA, Italy. And it was really an amazing experience. It was very cool.
And so it was a competition of hair, right? Like you were doing and styling hair.
Like, yeah, so kind of like back in the day when there was Sheer Genius, they gave you like a challenge and you had to like do it and you had like no time to think about it, which I'm not that kind of hairdresser. A consult in my salon takes weeks. There it was like, do it now. So you had to do it now. And I was like, whoa, okay. So like only one time did I really have a great vision, and that's the one that I won. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but like the first one, my haircut challenge. And I was like eyeing her the whole time I was in line. I kept looking at her, and I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing to her hair. But all the other ones, I didn't know who I had until I like went to the chair, and it was like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just going to slap something on her, so that was really hard for me. But yeah, so it was just a really cool experience. They gave you like a challenge, like an updo, or one was wedding, one was a haircut, but it had to look good wet, and then you had to style it for the second half, and then all kinds of crazy updos, and then a men's cut challenge and a color challenge, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, it was really interesting. And, some people get kicked off, and yeah.
That
so
sounds super fun.
it was interesting.
And
Yeah,
so how
it
did you
was
get
cool.
onto the show? What was that process like?
So I saw the ad. I can't remember if it was BT Behind the Chair, if it was Modern Salon, one of the two. And so like 20 years ago, I was casted on a reality show that was like a makeover show, but in the 90s, there was like 800 makeover shows. So they didn't need another one. So it was casted. We filmed a couple of episodes, but nobody ever bought it. And so that was my whole dream went to hell. And I was like, son of a bitch. So anyway, so fast forward like 15 years later, here it comes across my screen. I'm like, well, and I'm like, well, I'm doing that, you know? And I know like Ben and Tabitha and all them from the season, of Sheer Genius. And so I've taken Ben's class multiple times, and Ben's a really amazing guy. And so I'm like, hell yeah, I'm doing that. And so I filled out the application, but I was leaving for vacation for like 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, do a whole video. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. Well, they were blowing me up. I don't know if it was like they had already seen a process of my application, but they haven't seen like the video yet. And they had to send like a minute video. I'm like, okay, mine was like 3 minutes because like I talk a lot. And so, so I like got it down to like send. And then like I heard from them within probably 72 hours to be on alert to book a flight to New York.
Whoa. To go film or to
Okay.
audition?
So go audition.
Huh.
So, okay. So then they told me like that Sunday that I'd be there like Thursday.
Whoa.
So so then and you have to, it's your own money. So they don't pay for you to go there because it's an audition. So I flew to New York and I auditioned, and I just made sure that they knew I was there. I mean, I went in looking my best, and, I mean, to my style, and, everybody did. Just remember, like, this is the top. There was about, I think, 50 in each group that showed up. Maybe, I don't know. It was a lot of people. And we had to do like an updo, and they did a little mini, like if they liked your updo, and they did like a little mini interview, they came around, and then they did like a quick foil. And if they liked you, they called you back. And so you had to wait around for the callback. And then I waited around for the callback. And that's when they narrowed it down to like maybe 25, 30 people. And then you waited again for about another month and a half till they told you if you made it on the show. But keep your calendar clear, because it didn't film in this country. Yeah. It filmed
where
in
did it
Spain.
film? In Spain?
Spain. Yeah.
Whoa.
So, and still people got kicked off in Spain because you can't undercast a show. So they had to overcast a show, because what if 9 people showed up to a 10-person show? And so there was more people cast. I think up to 14 were cast and 11 showed. So they had to cut one. So that was really sad for them. I felt really bad for them. And they're a good friend of mine. Really, really bad for them. But I mean, that's the way it is, And so, and a lot of speculation. So yeah, so then we all went to Spain and we filmed, and then now it's finally here. So that happened in June, and now it's finally airing in November, and we've had to be quiet thus far. And today it airs in 28 countries in Europe.
That is so exciting.
So, yeah. So at 49 years old, I went and did this. So if anybody tells me they're too old, they can shut the hell up.
It's so true.
Because I went and did it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk about having an open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A really cool experience. And it was stressful, and it was demeaning at times, and hard, and emotional. And it was all the things, and highly edited.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How did it feel having people like pick apart your methods and your work, really?
Terrible. Yeah. Terrible, because I just don't think that's the culture we're trying to embrace these days.
Yeah.
With hairdressing. And I think we're really trying to give that real positive outlook to people these days. And just the blatant rude comments that were given really set me into a tailspin of emotional that I had to like leave the area where we were in and not be around it. And I went to a really dark place
Aw,
because, yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard when somebody picks apart your art like that. Like, who's to say you cut one side of the head and then you go and cut the other side of the head that it's wrong? I
right.
mean, what a stupid comment, And then, I mean, I really was like, okay, that's dumb. And I just kind of brushed that one off. But like, there's some that I felt like I really spent a lot of time on one of the haircuts and I came back in, I was like, I didn't do that. I wouldn't have left nothing. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
maybe some things were messed with and things were maybe stirred about to look differently than they were. So it's a reality show. And I always say that people don't want to watch boring TV,
It's so true.
because it gets turned off. I heard a lot of people stopped watching it after I got turned off. So just saying. I heard it wasn't as interesting.
Well, I would imagine
So
it would take a really strong sense of self to even audition to something like that in the first place, right? Because you're putting yourself out there to be judged, truly. Like people talk about these days putting your work on social media and that being judged, but I'm like, no, I think being in front of real actual people judging you, like physically judging you, I think would be way more difficult and like really hard to not take it personal and then to actually be the one in the competition. I mean, I don't know that I could do it. I would probably start questioning everything I know, you know?
right. Yeah, no, that's so hard. And it's funny because a lot of hairdressers were like, oh, I was gonna try out for that. Okay, but you didn't. And I did.
Yeah. Well,
So and
I
look,
think
I
that it goes back to your
so,
like trailblazing accountability qualities that you have, right? You're like, I'm going to do this, therefore
exactly.
I have to do it.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. Like I knew 100% going into it that I had this show. I 100% knew it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about the fact that I was going to be on that stage. I knew it. Did I want to win? No, I did not. I have a salon. I love my salon. And I love everything about my salon. And it's gorgeous. And I don't want another one. I have the perfect size, the perfect everything. I went there for my brand and just to show people that there is a strong woman out there that doesn't take shit from nobody and that you can do it your way and it's still okay and everything's going to be all right, and that, you don't lay down and die in this industry when you're old. You get yourself right back up and you pick it up and you learn new tricks and you keep doing the damn thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the way that older stylists are portrayed in this business. And I also don't like the way younger stylists are portrayed in this business either.
Yeah.
I guess middle are good. But you know, like older stylists are portrayed as like washed up, useless, don't want to learn new tricks. And then the younger stylists are portrayed as like lazy and they don't want to work and they don't want to this. I'm like, no, everybody just needs to learn how to work with each other. That's all.
Yes.
Again, everybody just get along.
Yep.
So yeah.
Huh, that's so
So
funny.
it just and yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so if you were to say that like you had one big takeaway from this big competition that you did, what would you say it was?
Don't talk shit about the product company that's sponsoring the show.
Did you?
Tell them you love it. I wasn't really well. I had never touched the product until I walked on that stage.
Oh, okay. And then did you
And my
say something about it while you were using it?
yeah, I was a little irritated by it, a little bit.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. That is so
yeah,
funny. I apologize if you
yeah.
can hear construction noise right now. For anyone that's listening, I have contractors in my studio or near my studio. I don't know if you can hear that over the recording, but it's like vibrating in my feet right now. Okay, well, that's hilarious. Okay, next question. Would you do it again?
I told him I would do redemption. If they had a redemption, I would do it. But I am honing out for my own show. So just
Ooh.
saying, Elyse Rox, your salon.
Oh, I want to
Anybody?
hear about this. Tell me about this concept.
So everybody remembers Tabitha Takes Over, right? Everybody wants it back too.
It's true.
But I don't think she wants to do it. So I'll do it.
Yeah.
Elyse Rox on. I would not go in as angry as she was, though. She's a beautiful woman. I love her to death. And I know, again, nobody wants to watch boring TV. And I'm sure those weren't her words. I'm sure they were telling her to say it because I watched reality TV be made. And I know that those weren't the girls' words up on stage with Hairstyle Talent Show because they're in your ear telling you what to say. What we said was real, but hosts, not so much. So anyways, I would love to do a salon takeover show where we come in and we fix your salon, and maybe we come into a salon where there are some older hairdressers that maybe need some new education. And maybe, I don't know, I bring one of my really cool educator friends in with me. I don't have anybody on board yet, but I do have some really cool educator friends. Really cool educator friends that maybe might want to do that.
I think this is a great idea. And like clearly you're fun to watch. I feel like you're lively.
Yeah. And so we would rock your salon. And of course we would update it. And I'm sure some like, I don't know, like Nirvana or, one of those companies out there want to come sponsor the show for a remodel of the salon, kind of like Gordon Ramsay, but Elyse Rox salons. Let's bring it back, man. I'm like, let's do it. Like we need to, like, there's tattoo shows, there's 80 million cooking shows. We're still beauty shows,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like they're not there.
I know, but at the same time, our industry is really having a moment, I feel like, too. In fact, the other day I saw, what's the kid brand? It's like Little Tykes or Tiny, I think it's Little Tykes. The toy brand, they made a hairstylist set. It was like promoted for Christmas stuff. I'm a mom, so I'm sure that's why it was shown to me on my feed, right? But it was like a little drape and a pretend blow dryer and a comb and a chair that pumps up and down. I was like, okay, if Tiny Tykes or Little Tykes is making toys for us, then we've made it in the industry as a profession, right?
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, when I was 4 years old, I had a little nightstand with a little mirror and a chair and a little comb and a towel. Like I've always wanted to be a hairdresser. Like when they asked me, like, how old were you wanted to be a hairdresser? I said, I was born this way. I've always wanted to do hair. There's nothing more that I wanted to do than hair. Like my niece, when I go to see my niece in New Zealand for Christmas, I said, do you want a haircut? She goes, Auntie, you don't have to work when you come here. I said, no, I want to cut your hair. She goes, okay, then yes. Like I feel weird if I don't cut hair.
You are such a breath of fresh air because you literally say the exact opposite of what so many coaches and leaders and educators are talking about. They're like, don't ever bring your shears when you go visit your friends or your family in the holidays. And I'm like, but what if I want to give my friend a haircut? You know what I mean? Like I enjoy having the fun kitchen haircut with my friend drinking eggnog.
Like Thanksgiving, no. I mean, if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But if you want to do it, then do it. But if they ask you and they don't, and it's like every Thanksgiving you're doing it, then no. Like, no. Like, I think it's funny because, like, a lot of my content comes from, like, I'll give you a secret, guys, Facebook. I troll the Facebook rooms and I see what people are talking about. And this every year. They're like, how do I tell my aunt I don't want to bring my shears? I'm not bringing them.
It's so simple.
But like my New Zealand family, my husband's from New Zealand, they don't ever get a haircut from me, And so all they get to see is me working through a screen, like through Instagram or whatever, they never get to have the luxury of me doing their hair. And here I am, this like, kind of crazy famous hairdresser now, right? And like, so yeah, I want to give them an Elyse Rox haircut. They're my family. So, so I am bringing them with. But I mean, like, yeah, I would draw the line. But like, I mean, if somebody doesn't want to do something, nobody should ever feel obligated to have to do it, regardless. Period.
Right. But they also shouldn't be shamed when they do want to do it. If they do want to give and put themselves out there and like be available outside of working hours for friends or family or whatever, then that should be okay too, right?
Right. I just say just charge for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I think it's funny that people get so up in arms about this and like, policies and boundaries and business is business. I'm like, there's some truth to that. But also, like, there are some of us that just love this so hard to our hearts that, like, it brings us joy to do this. And so I
Yeah.
enjoy doing that with my friends and family too. And so, like, absolutely, I'll ask, like, hey, I'm coming to visit. Like, anyone need a bang trim or whatever? Like, I'm bringing my shears. I'm going to put it out there, right? Like, I don't know.
Right. If
I
I
think
put
it's
it out
fun.
there, yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
For artists, right? And like,
Yes.
if you're a true artist and like they took your paint set away from you for like 2 months, you'd be like, give me my damn paint set, like give it to me now. So yeah, like absolutely. It's the same thing. You take my shears away from me for like 2 weeks. And the first thing I do when I come here, I'm like, I was a kid. I was still cutting my hair and throwing it behind the couch because I just wanted to cut something, like I have to cut hair.
That is so funny. I actually bought my daughter a little mannequin head so she can practice on that and not her friends.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom took my little pinky shears away when I cut a little piece of my hair right here, this short. She goes, "Yeah, I'll take those now. You can have the rest, but I'm taking those." Yeah.
That's so funny. Awesome. Well, Elyse, I'm curious before we go here. Okay, so we talked about you want to have a show, you're doing coaching stuff now, and like you're in the salon, but that sounds like maybe that's on its way out at some point. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Like, do you have an idea of like who you want to talk to do a show? I just kind of want to know, like, if I'm going to follow you in the next couple of years, where are you going? Where can I find you?
Oh my God. Hopefully, well, now you're gonna find me on TV, girl. I definitely want to be up there. Those are my goals, and it's more to help the stylists, and whatever their goals are, whether that be boundaries, because some people don't have any at all, or whether that be to make 6 figures a year, or to have a really boom and kick-ass social media and to build their brand, or to get a huge, fantastic, busy salon. Whatever people's goals are, I want to help stylists. And whether that be on a big screen or one-on-one, I want to be able to do that for people, as what, but I know that even through social media, I'm helping people. And I was even helping a dog groomer. So that makes me happy. She's like, you help me, and I'm a dog groomer. But no, I definitely am going to still be here. That's for sure. And I'm still going to be creating content. And it's just going to be upwards. And you're going to see me all over the place. You're going to be like, oh, there's that Elyse Rox again. That's
You
for
heard it
sure.
here. You heard it here, people.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if one of my
It's only
listeners,
the beginning.
yes, I love that. If one of my listeners would like to get a hold of you and ask you some questions about how they could work with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, they can go to my Instagram, which is ELYSEROX00. Elyse Rox 00. Not changing it. Where it's
Perfect.
at. TikTok, same thing. YouTube, same thing. Facebook, same thing. Every place Elyse Rox, I pop up everywhere. I got everything. I got
DMs.
YouTube, I got the whole thing. DMs, yeah, you can slide into my DMs. Elyse Rox at iCloud.com. Hair by Elyse Rox. I mean, it's everywhere. I'm everywhere. Just Elyse Rox, and it'll all pop up, I'm sure.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today. Your confidence is just like wildfire. I feel like just talking to you, I'm like more jazzed up about being a hairdresser than I was before we started this conversation. So it's really, really nice.
Deal.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are really going to love your energy and be able to grow from it. So that's great.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Yay. And now I'm going to go find the show on Disney Plus, which I meant to do ahead of time before we recorded. And I'm sorry. Oh, Discovery Plus. Sorry. Not Disney Plus. Discovery. See, my mom, it's in my head. Disney. Discovery Plus. I'm going to watch it, and then I'll have a link to it in the show notes for anyone that is interested in taking a peek. And I'm going to reach back out to you because I want to talk to you after I watch the show.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, we'll be in touch then. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, friend. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Your Hair Mentor podcast. It has been my pleasure to be here as your host. Again, my name is Crystal Green. And until next time, my friend, as I always love to say, have a wonderful hair day, and I'll see you then. Okay, bye.